welcome to Phil M. Couple Happy Life. I needed to get that in. And we're playing tonight. We're learning new techniques, and it's called paintless dent repair. And what we have is a auto that we've acquired that has hail damage, and we're going to repair it. And I'm learning how to do that with pull tabs. And basically what you do is you glue a little tab on, and then with a hot glue. It's a special hot glue and a special little tab, and I'll show you those in a moment. But anyway, then you pull on it and it pulls the dent up, and then you can do what they call a tap down. If you pull too much, then you can tap it back down to where it needs to be so it's nice and flush. And if you look, here is an area of the car that I've been working on in this area here, and it's relatively smooth, and I still have some work to do there. I have some minor little dents and dings that I need to work out. But if you look here, you can see what it looked like before. You see those large dents, and that's where the hail hit it. Fairly large hail. Here's some here, and that's what this looked like here, all over and up there. And I've done the hood. So anyway, we're learning this process, and we bought a very basic kit and used it and was very encouraged, so we extended and bought a little more professional kit. So with a few different glues and a few different pull tabs. So anyway, so to begin with, this is a large pull tab, and this is an example. And if you look on the bench here, I have blue ones. I don't know whether you can see that or not. But this here is the tab that you pull on, and this is the tab you put the glue on, you put it right on the dent. It's pretty simple. But I have black ones, different sizes. I have what they call blue ice. It's my Keko. They're pretty good. I just got those, and they're very expensive. But we have pink ones, or I don't know what you call it, lavender, purple, and then blue. There's different types of blue. These are flat, and these have circular grooves in them. And that's the pull tabs. There's different shapes. Some are round, some are rectangle, some are oval like an egg. And these here are little tamped down ends. They're different varieties, different configurations. And then here's a tamp down tool, and you screw this off and you can replace the tips. Okay? This has just a little bit of a round tip, smaller version. And then I have a flat one, which I like very well. And here's a big flat one. It's flat across. And those are pretty effective. But anyway, and here's a puller, what they call a pull tab. And if you lift that handle, it pulls up on this little device here. I'll show you in a minute. I'll demonstrate it. It'll pull up. Okay? And here is a glue gun. Okay, with the glue in it. This is special glue, like I said. Right now I'm kind of playing with different types of glue that I bought in the hardware store that are much more reasonable to see how they work. And so far, I've had reasonable amount of success. So not only am I learning how to do this process, I'm also experimenting with things that alternatives. So, but I have a variety of glue sticks. I have some that's kind of a dark or a cloudy clear. I have black. I have yellow. Then I do have clear. Then I have some green. I got, and they're basically temperature sensitive. That's ambient temperature, which is, and humidity. And I forget the term they use for those in combination, ambience or something like that. But anyway, at different temperatures, you do use a different type of glue, and also with that time, it takes different lengths of time to set up. So anyway, I'm going to plug the glue gun in. You get all that? The glue gun in, and we're going to let it warm up for about 4 or 5 minutes. And actually, I've preheated this a little bit so we wouldn't have to break up the video. And I'm going to use what they call a blue ice tab. Okay, and this is a little guy, because what I have is what they call craters. When I pull the big dent out, it'll leave a little crater dimple in the middle. So I bought these. These are pretty expensive. They're like a couple dollars a piece, something like that. Maybe not quite that bad. Yeah, pretty close. But if they work, they'll be well worth it. And then you have a releasing agent, which is the best is 91% polypropylene alcohol. Polypropylene alcohol. And it actually releases it. So, and what I'll do is, I'll put a little dab on here, and I'll put it right on the dent, okay? And then I'll wait a few seconds, and we'll pull it off. Okay, so what I've done here is I have one already set up on a dent, and as you can see, it's on pretty good. Actually, I have a couple of them here. Now, I'm learning about glue tabs. Different ones do different things, and different ones are more effective at different types of dents, different sizes of dents. So anyway, this tool, and this is called a mini pulling tool, mini pull tool. But anyway, it basically forms a bridge, and as you can see, I've just kind of locked in around that tab, and now with this lever, it's going to leverage it up, and it'll pop. And that pressure, the engineers have designed that so that, given the size, the diameter of the dent, and the type of glue that you use, will eventually pull that tip off there, or pull that dent out. Okay, so that's one. Here's another one. Now, if you look at this one closely, it's elongated. It's kind of an egg shape. So the dent was long. Okay, actually I got another one here, which is a similar situation, which the dent is long. Okay, so we're going to pull that one off, and you can see I just slide that right over the tab, lock in around it. Okay, then I situate it where I can get a pull, and you can see it actually lifting the I'm gonna find my tab where it went. You can see it lifting the metal. Okay, can you see that? Pull it around. Now, oop. I'm gonna pull off. I didn't get my bridge set up properly here. Okay, there I have it. So pull it. You can hear that snap, and that was a nice pull. What they call a nice pull. Now I gotta get. So these little light blue tabs are ones that normally I have my flashlight, and the light blue tabs are new ones, and I'm just trying those tonight. So we're gonna see. Now this releasing agent, I want to show you this. This is a pretty trick, and you put a little on, and you can watch. Now, folks, this is hot glue, and that will peel right off there. It releases the bonder in that. Now, if you can see, there's still a little bit of a dent there. You can just barely see it around there. Okay, and I'll have to lock in on that again and pull it off. Okay. Now, it's cooler tonight than what it was the other day when I'm pulling, so the actually this one, if you look, it's starting to pull out. It's almost gone. I got actually a little raised place there. Okay, so that's a newer tab also that I was playing with. Just give that a little squirt. This was another tough one to pull as well, but it's pulling up and pulling out, and it's difficult on this one here because it's right on a ridge line, which is a line of the car, and the metal's bent there, and it's a little tougher. It's a little harder, and it's harder to pull back into where that ridge line is. Okay. And here's some that I've done previously, and I just left the glue on. I probably shouldn't have. But the glue's breaking up as I pull it off. Normally I don't do that, but it's because it's cooler out. And this one actually pulled the dent right out. I mean, it's almost completely gone. Very good, very good. Yeah, here's one you can see. No, you can't either. It's not coming off all in one piece. Fragments, fragments, segments. You know what a segment is? The guy I went to school with, that was one of his favorite terms, segment. Okay, you can see it here. It's on the opposite side of that ridge line, and boy, that dent just doesn't want to pull up out of there. So I'm going to have to go to a different glue that gives a greater pull. So anyway, so enough of that. So now I showed you how to pull. I showed you how and what I'm going to do when I put glue on. So we're going to go back to this guy right here, this dent right here. And here's a light which will cast wave lines or light lines. I'll show you here in a minute. And we're going to turn this on, and it'll actually show us a dent and give us a graph. And it'll show us right where the dent is. It will actually show that. I need to get up over it. I need one that's a little bit taller, but it's okay. Okay. If I can get my camera lady to swoop in here. Yeah. Can you shine in right on that? Camera lady. Now you see that circle around there? Can you see that? Okay, she's giving me the thumbs up, and that's showing you that there's an imperfection or a dimple there. And we're going to put a tab there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try one of my newer tabs. And we're going to try to lift that whole thing up a little bit. So here we go. Here's a little spot of glue. Now, what I've done is I had a little left on my gun. And I'm going to take it right here and I'm going to put that right on that. Actually, I got a little more glue than what I wanted. And while we're here, I found another little dimple that we're going to get our tiny one after. And we're going to put a little bit right on the tip of that. And we're going to set that right there. And folks, it does not take long for this glue to set up. So anyway, over this hood, let's get this light. If we look across this hood, we'll be able to see several of these little dents. And right now you can't see that many with this lighting that we have. It's pretty poor actually right now. But without this wave light bar, what they call a light bar, we wouldn't be able to see them at all. But I have probably 20 or 30 out there, maybe more, that I'm going to have to do this to. But so far, with this, so I got a little one right here, it's going on right in this corner. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go in here and we're going to put a little bit there. We're going to go in here. That one. Now, one thing I can do as well, folks, is if I happen to put one of these in the wrong place, I can actually just come in and put my release agent on, and it'll just pop it loose. It'll just come right off. Okay? So, let's go in here and give these a pull. Like I said, it doesn't take long for this glue to set up. Okay. Here I want to get across. So I pulled that one. let's just go ahead and pull this one. See, that didn't do much. Of course, it ain't very big. That's my little buddy, my little guy. But I don't think it did anything. I just didn't have the feel. So now we put the release agent on. Okay. And it'll pull off just like that. See that? Isn't that sweet? But like I said, it's reacting. But see now, the dent's still there, but it's smaller. Okay? So we're going to go right back at it, and we're gonna hit that again. And see that little one come off, and it actually reduced that dent, believe it or not. So we're going to go right back in with those same two, and ba-boom, as the king would say. If the king was watching, he'd know who I'm talking about. So, anyway, that is paintless dent removal, okay? And it's paintless as well. So that gives you a quick demonstration, and believe me, there's far more to this than what I've shown, but that's the basic principles of what we're doing. There's a tamp down tool, which I didn't get in. I showed you a little bit of what it was, but you actually tamp that down. I have one here. If you look real close, there's a hump. There's a little bubble right there. And I'll go around that and tamp that back down with one of my flat punches. But you don't want to go too far. But anyway, that's basically the paintless dent removal process. And we'll probably have another video or two on this as we learn, but I've got a lot to learn about tabs. I got tabs that I haven't even unpacked yet. So, and one of the reasons I have more tabs is because I hope to be able to work on 10 or 15 dents at one time, or 10 or 15 places around one dent to pull it out, because you can actually work on some fairly large areas and pull them out. And this hood was a catastrophe, wasn't it? Camera lady, was it nasty looking when we started? She's nodding her head yes, and it really was. It was awful, about like the top of the car. So we've learned a lot, but we have much more than that to learn. So from
Okay.
Okay, now that we're finished for this section, is please subscribe to Phil M. Couple Happy Life. Okay, and again, hello Philippines. We'll see you in the next adventure.